YouTube may or may not be on easy mode. It really actually depends on you, the creator, and your intentions. What do you want out of YouTube? That will let you know if YouTube is on easy mode or if these people who are making these videos are lying. So recently I watched a video and I felt like there was a lot of pandering in the video. And when I say pandering, I mean pandering to the people to make it sound like YouTube is super simple. Let me tell you something. YouTube is an amazing place to create and to attract the people that you desire to talk to, serve, inspire, motivate, all of the things. But today in this video, I'm going to help you figure out if you should continue thinking about YouTube as if it is on easy mode or not. Let's get into it. Is YouTube really on easy mode? I've been seeing this everywhere, and I actually just watched a video from a creator that I've loved for a really long time, but I have to disagree with her on some of the things that she said in her video about YouTube being on easy mode. YouTube, there are things that are changing on YouTube. There are things that we need to start thinking about differently on YouTube, and I'm going to cover that inside of this video. I'm also going to cover why I think YouTube is not on easy mode, but I want to share with you things that you can take into consideration that is completely changing. There's a big reset happening on YouTube, but it's not only because of YouTube itself, it's because of our general consciousness and what is completely different in the world as we know it, or just how things are changing, right? And we're going to discuss some of that in this video today. You are going to walk away with a deeper understanding of how you can really use YouTube, but there are a few things that I want you to pay attention to. Who am I? Hey guys, hey, I'm Zaylee Barclay. I'm a camera confidence coach. I've been on camera for years. I've been helping thousands of people to get confident on camera for years. If you're in the online business world, you've probably seen me on every software website there is. I've been in this thing for a while. I have a small YouTube channel, but I've also made hundreds of thousands of dollars from it. And today I want to really talk to you about YouTube and how you can use it to completely change your life like I did a few years ago. Quick disclaimer, guys, I am in my studio today and I don't feel like putting on all the artificial lights in here. So you might see the sun come in and out, you might see the light change, but I just feel like I need to get this message over to you today. Okay, so easy mode on YouTube. Zaylee, what the heck is that? If you haven't seen all of the videos about easy mode on YouTube, or you haven't just been on YouTube on the whole, because I feel like that's a YouTube conversation that is happening, let's talk about what it is. Easy mode is you just showing up and talking to the camera, maybe rambling a bit, having a natural conversation as if you and someone else were in the room just talking together, which I love. I love that concept. I love that idea. And especially as a camera confidence coach, I am the one to tell you, get out there, start making videos without overthinking it, and allow building that muscle to give you some momentum when it comes to creating videos on YouTube for your online courses, your programs, your coaching program, whatever it is that you are creating videos for. If you're not used to getting on camera, definitely do that. I'll be sharing what I think about this as we move further along into the video. Now, easy mode might also mean no editing, less production. So for example, with this video, I live near an airport, so sometimes you will hear planes flying above, or you'll see when they fly over, you'll see that dip in light. Don't pay it any mind. This is what easy mode is, just doing what you have with what you have, right? No matter what is going on around you. I mean, we can't control our environment, to be honest. I could have controlled that by setting up production, doing an overhead light, closing all of my windows. I could have done that, but I didn't. And so that's what easy mode is about, using what you have, doing what you have, just more of a flow. Another thing that I'm seeing people say on YouTube is just post the content, just create the content, get on here and talk about what you feel like, have a good long ramble. And while I do agree with that, I do feel like there is some strategy that you can have to allow you to find more people that are interested in what you are talking about, especially on YouTube. And we're going to discuss that in this video as well, because I do feel like that is a bit of a misconception. So is easy mode even possible? Yes, it is. But easy mode with intention is what we are aiming for, so that you can get more results out of when you sit in front of the camera and you ramble chill and talk. I want to know how you feel about easy mode. Let me know down in the comments how you feel about the conversation, and have you been doing YouTube in easy mode? Because it is possible, but I feel like the people who are talking about using YouTube in easy mode aren't telling you what they are doing when it comes to making videos in easy mode for YouTube, because it's a conversation, it's trending, and they're actually ranking by talking about that, but they're not telling you that. And that's what this video is about specifically. Now I'm gonna move into why this happened. And lastly, at the end of this video, I'm gonna share about how you can use easy mode with intention to actually make it work for you. So you wanna stay tuned for that. So how did it get this way? Oh my gosh, people were tired, right? And when I say people, I mean two sets of people. I mean creators and consumers. I feel like creators got tired of the overperformance and all of the things that come along with doing YouTube, making a YouTube channel, creating content. And when I say that, I mean, oh my gosh, all the strategy, the hooks, all of the things that, that people are doing to get a great YouTube video going. For example, Mr. Beast and his production. I feel like the things that he would do trickle down. So the loud talking and the screaming at the camera. So even though Mr. Beast is one of the biggest YouTubers out there, and a lot of people want to mimic that leadership and mimic his results and all of that, a lot of people actually forget that that's what he's doing and that's his niche in his industry, and he's supposed to do that. So there are things that he's doing that's absolutely working and things that may not work for your industry, your niche, your business, and you need to take that into account. So I feel like because that was happening, a lot of people lost their authenticity because they were trying to take his strategy and build it into all the things they were doing. And that in turn just makes you become a robot. It turns you into someone that you probably don't even recognize when it comes to your content after a while. When we look at all the big, amazing people that are out there creating content and making millions of dollars, it's easy for us to think about them as the pinnacle or the best and feel like we need to mimic them so that we can achieve what they have accomplished. What are your thoughts about this? One of the things that I speak about a lot is all of that actually watering down the authenticity of everyone else in this space. And then it became this rock and a hard place of, I need to do all of that to win, but I can't just be myself and be who I am. And, and then I become unrecognizable. My friends look at my YouTube channel and they're like, who the hell is this? And I have lots of thoughts about that. But all of that started coming up for creators. Now for consumers, I know for me, in the past 4 years, I started consuming less and less YouTube. And I shouldn't even say I started consuming less and less YouTube. I started consuming intentionally. Creators that made me feel calm, that made me feel like I can actually listen to your message and tap in, and I didn't feel overwhelmed, and I didn't feel like I had to just go right down and do everything that you're saying right away. And it also, as a consumer, made me think about how I wanted to show up as a creator. And that's been something that I've been playing with and exploring. Earlier this year, we launched a line of camera confidence cards. I'm looking around to see if I can find them. But that's something that I was so proud of. And I launched those because of the journey I was going through myself, finding myself, finding my space, finding my sauce again, because I felt like I used to have so much sauce before. Everything just got muddled in the online space. A lot of being on YouTube feels like you have to speak into the trend to be found, right? Which is kind of exactly what I'm doing right now. There's a trend or a conversation happening about YouTube being in easy mode. And I'm like, Zaylee, there are things you believe about this and things you don't believe about this, especially because a few months ago I attended Vid Summit. I study YouTube. I study all of this because I teach all of these things inside of our Brave on Video membership, which I run along with my husband, and we have some really amazing people in there. So when I'm creating and I'm thinking and processing and researching and observing, I also want to make sure that what I am saying is in alignment with my beliefs and my authenticity and my results and results that I've gotten for other people over the years. I also want to take those things into consideration. Now, in the past 4 to 5 years, people were raving about short form content, and short form is still very helpful. In fact, right now we have been enjoying creating short form content for TikTok. We're probably going to bring some of that over to YouTube, but I feel like people want more now, right? More than ever, we're leaning into things like podcasts, live streams, longer shows, things where we can feel the person's personality through the through the camera, things that are not like overproduced, or, that's what we're looking for more of now. Now, another thing that I love that has come out of the need for all of this is older age groups starting to create content. So I'm 38 years old. In 2 years, I'll be 40, or less than 2 years, I'll be 40. And I've always been a bit of an old soul, and I saw that even in my consumption. With the influx of younger people creating more energetic and exciting content, a lot of us were not on YouTube or on these platforms giving advice, speaking from our experiences, talking about our knowledge, speaking about our wisdom. A lot of us were not doing that, and I feel like there's an influx of more people realizing I need to stand up and share my knowledge, my expertise, and I am loving that. So I feel like there's a resurgence of older ages getting back onto YouTube to share content in a digestible, non-anxiety inducing way. And I am enjoying seeing that because that is the way that I consume as well. My husband was telling me that the other day, and this is for you as a creator too, pay attention to the way that you consume, or the content that you consume, or the content that you enjoy consuming. You can create content that is in alignment with that. More than likely, the people that are attracted to you in your business, for your coaching programs, whatever it is that you're doing, your target audience on YouTube, they're probably your age or younger or a little older. It's really important to understand who you are speaking to and what they are consuming. Imagine me trying to appeal to someone that is over 50 and speaking in a way that is just, by the time they leave, they're like, well, I don't even know if I want to continue doing this or looking at this video. So it's just being intentional and understanding who you are going to serve and merging that with being your authentic self. People are seeking real experiences. People are looking to connect, like I said before, and that is how content is shifting. That is what the big reset is about when it comes to YouTube. And I'm usually so good at foreseeing things. I foresee this being a thing as we continue to evolve and move on. Let's go back into talking about that target audience a little bit, because I think that it's really important that you know exactly who you're speaking to, especially when you think about your okay, I thought my mic was out for a bit. Especially if you have a purpose behind your YouTube channel. So for me, I shared with you guys, I have had a YouTube channel for several years. I have had multiple YouTube channels. My husband and I are both creators, so we love creating and trying and testing things. But with this channel specifically that you're watching, I have made a lot of money from this YouTube channel. And so the only way that that happened is because I was intentional about who I wanted to speak to and what I wanted to share with them, even if it changed and evolved as I grew as a business owner, as I grew as a creator, right? Because we're never going to stay the same. I think it's really important for you, before you create your channel, or even before you create a video, identify who you're speaking to and what they would need to hear from you. What do you want them to walk away with after watching a video? I like thinking about my channel in that way, but I love thinking about individual videos in that way as well. How do I want them to walk away feeling? Do I want them to walk away feeling like I heard what they were saying, or I understand how they're feeling? Do I want them to walk away inspired? Do I want them to walk away thinking about 3 specific things? I like thinking about that. So when you're thinking about creating a video on easy mode, I want you to first think about who you're creating it for specifically. The second thing I want you to do when it comes to easy mode is do your research before you sit and you start talking. What's the conversation around the topic that you want to talk about? What is your authentic feeling? What do you want to share? Like I mentioned in the first step, I think it's important to do research and see what is going on YouTube about what you want to talk about. Even if you're using TikTok as a reference or Instagram as a reference, or you're using a specific journey or something you're processing on the inside. For me, lately, I have been journaling using Day One, which is an app, but I love that it's an app that I can use on my computer, on my phone. I can open it up anywhere and just let my thoughts out or process things that I'm currently going through that I might want to create content about moving forward. When it comes to easy mode, things like not using a high quality production and all of that jazz, I am down for that. Even as a camera confidence coach, even as someone who teaches people how to use cameras, how to use lighting, how to light them themselves, how to use software. Even though I love all of those things, I am all for being able to jump in front of the camera and start saying what you're saying, which is why for me, along my journey, as I grew, I knew I wanted a full-blown studio to be able to do the things that I wanted to do, because I wanted to be able to come into this space and just create based on what I was feeling or just create in the moment, you know? And so as you grow, you'll figure out where you want to take this whole YouTube thing or this whole creator thing or whatever it is that you are doing. So I'm totally okay with the conversation of lower production value, as long as your audio is good, because that is really important. And as long as we can see you, you know, I remember a few years ago, I would never do a video in the daylight like this with the sun going in and out. I would make sure to set my whole setup and all of those things, but that's where I was at that time. And I'm proud to be able to come to you and say this and talk about this right now. Now let's talk about balancing that authenticity with strategic planning. I know it's probably easy to just jump in front of the camera and ramble. I've done that before. I've seen the results of what happens when you do that. And I've also done strategic planning before and seen what can happen if you plan strategically when it comes to getting on camera and saying something specific. Strategic helps people to find you. It helps the right audience to find you. And that's how your video ends up getting more views. When you don't plan and you just jump in front of the camera, nothing is wrong with that. But obviously the result of that is going to be fewer people are seeing your content. I do both. Sometimes I want to ramble, I want to talk, I want to say something. I'll jump on unplanned and just talk. That's okay. And sometimes I jump into research and I plan and I do the whole thing. Of course, one is harder than the other, but it really depends on your goals. Do you just want to create content just for creating content purposes? That's totally fine. But if you want people to find you, if you want to grow on YouTube, if you want to grow your business, if you want to garner more traffic for your business, then you need to think about planning strategically. There is a space where they both can exist. Of course, the first thing that I like to do in this situation is make sure that I get all of what I want to say out. And you're probably thinking, Zaylee, what do you mean by getting all of what you want to say out? Well, I love getting my idea out, or the idea or the feeling or whatever it is I have for this video or this message. I should say the message. I love getting that message out. When I get the message out, then I do my research so I can see how can I fit this message into specific packaging that's happening on YouTube. How can I join a conversation that's happening with this message? What are other people saying about this message? And then I start thinking about, I really want to go through comments, see how people are feeling about this. For example, the other day I was doing research for a video on the Osmo Pocket 3 because I love that tool. If you know, you know. And so what I was looking for was the problems that people were having with the Osmo. What were they struggling with? What couldn't they find? What were they having trouble connecting? All of that jazz. And so I was able to find information, but still stay true to what I wanted to share, or the message that I wanted to get out there, or the solution that I wanted to get out there. So you can move with intention when it comes to YouTube and easy mode, but you have to find that space and insert yourself into it with your authentic and clear message. Now, if you want a video on that specifically, because that is a whole other topic, let me know and I will create that video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed spending time with me in the studio today. Listen, and I felt like I wanted to come on and share my true thoughts about easy mode. I'm all for easy mode, but I'm all for easy mode with intention so that you can get the results that you desire.